you. Thank you for inviting me to this important discussion. It's the second time around. I want, before I continue, is to first and foremost acknowledge the previous speakers, and at the outset to support Dan's recommendation and to go beyond the formalities and demand that the UN takes action on Israel. And I think our lawyers and various organizations can put in place a modus operandi towards that. That's the only way to stop the Israeli aggression, stop the genocide. I agree with Dan too that the ICC and ICJ are hamstrung by the role of the US in particular, but also its allies, Israeli allies, and we're not going anywhere at this rate. The arrogance is incredible on the part of Israel. Before I make a substantive point, I also want to raise the point which Harun made earlier on about the involvement of South Americans. Which country was it again? The
Ecuador.
country that
Ecuador.
Ecuador. I'm amazed about that. Also, since some of the Central American countries have already supported South Africa, the ICJ, I'd like to know which other countries are involved. In what capacity are they involved? Are these volunteers or these actually posted, sent there by their countries? If so, we need to expose.
These are just IDF soldiers who either have Ecuadorian ancestry or are dual nationals living in Ecuador with Israeli nationality and Ecuadorian nationality, who have gone to Palestine right now and are actively participating in what's happening in Gaza. And
That's
we
incredible.
have trials on, I think, up till now, 109 people, and I think within 1 week we'll have 1,000, all online.
I think this should be exposed and especially put on X, former Twitter.
Certainly.
Because I've not seen, some of us are very active on Twitter on the Palestine issue, along with people like Jeremy Corbyn and the Greek former minister. I think we need to publicize this and put them under pressure, you know. And then I also want to follow up the point made by Noah about the treatment of Palestinian prisoners. This is, again, is not in the public domain. It's a very important detail which must be made public, and we need to publicize it and get the relevant international organizations to take note of that. The only substantive point I have to make is one I made last time, which is the amazing gap between the official position of the Western countries on the situation in the Middle East, on Gaza, in particular on the Palestinian question, on the one hand, and the population at large. I think we need to acknowledge the demonstrations and protests which are being held almost every week in those countries. In the US, in the UK, in the Netherlands, in the Spain, the various countries that have stood up, and also highlight the fact that at least 5 countries, among them Ireland and Spain, have now recognized the Palestinian state. These are important developments as part of the struggle against the Israeli aggression. And I think that we need to link up with the various domestic situations across Europe and North America, so that there's a bigger link. And I think what's missing now, it's clear that the population at large, the intellectuals, university students, professionals are clearly against the policies of their countries in these countries. The question is, how do we galvanize, how do we coordinate as part of a global movement to save the Palestinians from this continued aggression? It is disgraceful. It exposes the double standards of the Western countries and makes farcical their claim that they are Democrats. It's just incredible. It is a sad situation. Can you imagine anything worse than this in the last 4 decades? Thank you.